trying to bypass Yah's plan for us, especially as the nation of Israel. It's not a good idea. Hi, this is Barry Phillips of 10-Minute Torah, day 4 of Shelach Lecha. And we are all the way now in chapter 14 of Numbers, B'midbar. Let's go down to verse 4 that says, "And they said to each other, let us appoint a leader, and let us turn back to Mitzrayim. And Moshe and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Israel." So Israel as a people are now so disoriented, disgruntled, disappointed, disillusioned, any other dis words we can add in there, that the land is not free, readily available, and empty. It's occupied by big people, and they're going to have to fight. And they don't want to fight. They just want to go in and take it. Kind of reminds me of some current generations where everything's expected just to be handed to us. We don't need to work for it. We voted for it. We asked for it. Somebody owes it to us. So we're waiting. Give it to us, okay? Most of us in this audience, I think we know what work is, what hard work is, what requirements are required of us, things that you have to show up, you have to do your job, you have to play your role, you have to be faithful, and you have to hang in there when the bumps are in the road. Because there's a goal, there's a desired end result that you're looking for, and it takes time, it takes effort, it takes commitment. Israel has been living, however, in a very blessed state of affairs. They have food at the door on a regular basis. Just go outside and pick it up off the ground. Maybe that's too much work. They have fresh living water flowing right through the middle of the camp on a regular basis, and all that you need to do is go over and get some. I'm trying to not be facetious here and trying to be easy. The air conditioning in the daytime is a cloud, and it keeps the hot sun from causing them to get too hot. And there is a nice furnace system of a pillar of fire at night to keep the camp warm. The glory of Elohim is in their midst. Moshe is the extraordinarily gifted prophet and teacher, and everything is well. This, for a wilderness lifestyle, this ain't bad. We can do this. Most of you maybe have been to a Sukkot, and you get your tent set up or your campsite set up, and you think, I can handle this, and even after a week of it, it's like, why go back? This is not that bad. Going into the land, however, has now presented some obstacles that they are non-desirous of, and they have been discouraged and told that they can't, and they are not, and so they're not going to. And they decide here, let's just take a vote, elect a leader, and let's go back home. Literally, that's what's in their mind. Mitzrayim is our home. We should have never left home to begin with. Let's go back to chains and whips on our back and do our job and build the cities and be the lowest rung on the social ladder and just exist until we die because, well, that's where we belong. It kind of reminds me of the White House correspondent, the elderly lady, Helen Thomas, I believe was her name. She was the rule of many a president that she was hard on them, and she made the statement that Israel just ought to go back to Poland where they came from. Well, that ended her journalistic career, rightfully so. Israel struggles often with knowing who we are and what we're supposed to be doing and where we belong. They failed to ask good questions that deserved answers that were not available. Number one, voting for somebody to take them back. Who wants the job? I mean, if Moshe can't handle the job, who is it in camp is the most worthy candidate of taking them back to Mitzrayim? Who's going to do that? Who really wants the job of being number one for this mob? Number two, how do they think they're going to get back across the sea? After all, it was the rod of Moshe held out over the water and Yah cooperating and moving in response with a wind that blew and created and actually revealed a land bridge for them to walk across. How are they going to get back across the water? Yah's not going to make the way, and Moshe's not going with them. And you can't take the rod. Good luck. Where are they going to get enough timber to build a boat or a raft? And how many trips is it going to take to get them back and forth? Number two, what are they going to eat and drink? I mean, they've already mumbled and grumbled about this. Once they move out of the camp, there's no manna, there's no quail, there's no... What are they going to drink? The water's not going with them. Would they not get lost without the cloud to lead them the way? Because the cloud's not going with them. And then finally, here's an important question. Did they actually intend on taking the Mishkan, the tabernacle, with them? Did they actually believe that the Levites would dismantle it and the sons of Aaron would oversee its transportation back to Mitzrayim? Yah's not going to allow his house to go back there. It doesn't belong in Mitzrayim. This generation, they failed to see Yeshua in the Mishkan. They failed to see the Messiah, the promised deliverer, in the commandments. They failed to understand that Yeshua is water from the rock and that he is the living bread from heaven on the ground every morning. Yeshua is very, very really standing up right in the midst of the camp on many places and in many manifestations and being revealed to them, and they can't see him because they are disappointed and all those words, they're disillusioned, disgusted. And here's our problem. When the body of Messiah, Israel, fails to see Messiah Yeshua and what we are doing and our observances of Shabbat and feast days and determining what we put in our mouth for food and studying his word and our worship and our prayer. Are we praying to resolve all our problems, or are we praying to seek the face of Yeshua? Both are necessary. Both have a role to play in prayer. But if we're never finding the face of Yeshua in our prayer time, we're missing the point. We must not become as guilty as Israel was at this point. And they're about to hear the severe word of reproof and rejection and judgment on them. If we leave Yeshua out of the midst of all that we do and observe and all that we seek, we'll end up as disillusioned and disappointed and disturbed as these people were. And we'll leave off the pursuit of the kingdom for a better version of what's right around us now. a restored Mitzrayim, and it just fails to be anything in comparison. Encouraging words today. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Till then, shalom.